Ariel Square Four Mark II engine overhaul time. Previously I pulled apart the top end and barrels off the Square Four engine, which I did last weekend. I didn't do a video of that for a couple of reasons. One, I couldn't be asked, and two, I didn't really know what I was doing, so sort of thought it'd be a long video of doing nothing while I was making it up as I went along. But anyway, we got there, the head is stripped, the barrels are off and pulled apart. Look at that, 4 of everything. Isn't that a thing of beauty? There's a little bit of fin damage from previous owners of Dr. Ruff or whoever used to own it before I did. I've got onto a guy in New Zealand who knows a guy who reckons he can fix it, so I might have to send those away shortly. So they're cleaned up, ready to go. It's time to pull the bottom end down and see what we have underneath. Again, 4 of everything, 4 times the cost. And Ariel's fun. Let's get this out of the road, let's get into it. Right, what do we got here? Rear of the engine, generator sits in there. We've got a drive sprocket on this side, and it's got a big damper cush drive thing on there, which will need to come off. Obviously, it's got 2 crankshafts in here, one here. They're connected together with a big gear, which hopefully we'll see very soon. And 4 pistons. On the offside, we've got the timing side here. We've got crankshaft up here. It's in better days, and rear crankshaft down here. That's kind of about it. Let's figure out how to get it apart now. I think first off we've got to get this guy off. Let's get the pin out, and that's had a bit of a hard time because it's come out in 2 pieces, so I guess it's done its job. Now I'm going to get this nut off. It will be Whitworth, no doubt. Sure enough it is, so I won't have a socket for it, but I have got a spanner. So I think we need to put in a bit of a block somewhere to stop that crank turning. And it's got to go down against the crank because I do not want to bend a rod. That bit of wood is not going to work, so let's get something a bit heavier. See if this little bar will do the trick. So I've got it braced in the crank journal in there, and up against it, so hopefully it won't do any harm there. That is not tight at all. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. through just taking the shock absorber off the rear crank and drive sprocket. There's a bit of gunge in there. This has had a bit of a hard time. I wonder if they're still available. And it's got this cush drive arrangement. So that drive sits on the spline, and that takes a lot of the engine pulse out of the drivetrain. Stop the chain snatch and makes for a smoother ride. That was way easier than I was expecting to take that off. Okay, what next? There's an inspection hatch on the other little cover on the other side. And that will give us access to the front crank. Again, we've got a big nut in there. Not quite sure. Hopefully I've got a socket that will fit that. Doesn't look like he's got a cush drive or anything. It looks like I'm going to have to to get him off now while we can. Just had a quick interlude there because perfect timing, the camera battery went flat. So I put a little bit of charge in it and should get us through what we want to see. When we left, I was just trying to undo the front crank nut, which was being very stubborn, with the power of me and a flat battery on the camera brake. Look at that! Done does. Magic. That actually took a large breakdown bar and a touch of mallet to get loose, but you don't need to know that. There should be a thrust on there. I think there is. Okay. And that is the rear front crank. You can see. Okay, front crank and thrust. This little cover. Just out of shot of the camera, I've got an engine part spin with everything labelled off into cylinders, so I won't get anything mixed up, which you can't see. So while we're on the side, camshaft will be held in with a circlip. We'll pop him out. I'm just popping this circlip out. Gave me a little bit of fun, but I think we're pretty much there now. Got him out. I thought the cam might have popped out, but he's not ready to come out yet. Right, turn this round. see magic brakes on the other side of the motor. Which we can probably pop the generator carrier off for you here, because they won't get in the road from here. I think there should be a generator overhaul video coming up shortly, because you better pull that and look. Good refresh. Okay, drive side of the engine. What I'm hoping, this cover will come off quite readily and we'll have the two big drive gears, the coupling gears under there. Okay, hopefully that timing cover will come off with a little bit of a tap. Liking the sound of that. Ooh, bleeding. So that's a healthy sign. Good thing about a British motor leaking oil means it's still got oil in it. Try that again. And what we have in here are the two gears, coupling gears for the two crankshafts. We have the forward crankshaft and the rear crankshaft. Originally these had a, I don't know what it was, kind of a fibre sound deadening cush thing in here. Obviously over the years it's disappeared. Its only purpose is to quieten down the motor a little bit, or the engine rather, but we don't care about that. That bearing has seen better days, but it certainly won't be going back in. So we've got timing marks around here, so when we put it all back together to time the two cranks, that dot has got to line up with that dot. I'm not going to bother doing that now. Oil is quite clean, there's no metal filings or anything kind of bad in there, that's always a good sign. Okay, another bit for cleaning. There is a special Ariel tool for taking off that gear. And many years ago, a dear friend of mine made one for me. So I could use that for a second time. Okay, so we've got the crankshaft braced against the flywheel, that should work. Again, I don't want any weight on the pistons, it'd be bad for them. Right, so we're going to pull the front gear off. I don't know how the back one comes off. Look at that. Right, so I've got the Woodruff key out of the front coupling gear. Removing the rear coupling gear is not so obvious, and I'm not quite sure how to get it off, so I'm going to have to go and do some reading up. I've got a workshop manual from Dragonfly, which hopefully will tell me. As you can see, we are now back to having two 500cc motorbikes instead of one 1000cc motorbike. You can see there's oil feed into the coupling gear side. It's just kind of a gravity feed, whatever gets picked up by the camshaft dribbles down, fills up the hole, it'll find its own level and work its way back out through into the, there's a hole there, work its way back into the engine, the scavenge pump. All very rudimentary, but I don't want to damage anything, so I've got to figure out how to take that gear off. Then this video will continue.